Delaying objectives is something I've touched on with my no-nonsense map guides, but I've deliberately not gone into too much detail so I can move on to it later. Well, now is later. In my no-nonsense Infernal Shrines guide, I didn't mention it at all, but this objective doesn't have to be completed just because you're able to. Leave the shrine count on 39 and at least just secure the area so that it's impossible for the enemy to grab it. But why would you do this? Why delay an objective? What is the purpose? What is my purpose? Does she really not like me? Is Daddy coming back? You should delay an objective if you are close to reaching a talent tier that will put you on the same tier or even ahead. You may have secured the objective, but what's the point if the enemy is 13 and you're not? Especially if you had the time to get 13 before the push. That's the most important part of this though. If you have the time, you should do it. But if there's a huge risk, then it's probably not worth it. Sometimes teams will intentionally delay so they can grab XP leads from a split-soaking hero like Abatha. But this requires a lot more coordination and understanding. If you have a death on your team, you may want to wait for the member or members to res and reach the objective so that you can fully commit to the map. Speaking of timers, you may want to even delay the objective so that your heroics are ready for the next push. On Cursed Hollow, grabbing the third tribute can be delayed if you have the time to grab a boss before it. This way you can get an incredible push because the boss will just be able to push for free. If there are available mercenary camps, then contesting them before the objective is completed can give you more map pressure and denies the enemy team a way of getting value elsewhere. So for Haunted Mines, if you fully commit all members to the mines, the enemy can not only get an XP advantage through soak, but they may also just be able to push the forts with mercenaries, or even without, and do the exact same thing that your golem has the potential to do. In order to avoid this, you can simply attempt to take the majority of the small skull camps and leave the middle boss so you can get back onto the map and contest the enemy on the lanes or the mercenary camps. On some maps like Towers of Doom or Hannah, I can't even say the name without gagging. Basically on these maps, if you're in a position where you've wiped out most of the enemy, you don't need to cap the altar or push the payload straight away. Take a fort first to increase the amount of shots and then go take the altar. On Garden of Terror, you'll want to delay picking up the terror if you have a death on your side. Also, if there's available mercenary camps, then you should at least tag them before the terror is picked up, so once again you can put pressure on multiple areas of the map. What if the enemy team is delaying their objective against you? Depending on the map, you need to capitalize on their positioning. They may have split their team to gain map pressure elsewhere during the delay. Try to get a kill, but you have to understand that just because you have lost the objective doesn't mean you've lost the map, but it does mean you are limited in what you can do. But you should take any chance to try and slightly even the odds through mercenary camps or split pushing during the delay. I think that's as much as I should cover in this segment. There are maps like Warhead Junction and Braxis Holdout where you can't really apply the same methods, but strategic value of delaying an objective when done right should not be underestimated.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.